we were just talking, you were kind of debunking some of those myths out there that a little birdie said that you were born in Little Rock.
Yeah, y'all stop cyberbullying me, man. Y'all been I know whoever's doing it, I've changed this like 8 times. So whoever you are, stop changing my Google, Wikipedia, or whatever, please. I done hired like 5 people to do this, and it keeps getting changed back.
To be able to change that. So tell us the truth about your hometown. Where you from?
I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. A little bit of everywhere in Atlanta, but Atlanta nonetheless. Born and raised, as you can see.
Okay. How did your roots play a part into getting your career started? I mean, you went to Mills Creek High. You were a transplant in the metro Atlanta area. Tell me a little bit about that.
So I would definitely say I'm like well-rounded, not just when it comes to the music, which I'll get to that in a second, but just like experiencing a lot of different things growing up. So I came from like more south and in the city, like original Capitol Homes area. Then I went to Stone Mountain Elementary School. My grandmother taught at Crim and Stevenson for a long time. Then I ended up going to Sweetwater Middle School, which is closer to Berkmar, where the Migos is from and stuff like that. And then ultimately at Mill Creek.
Wow.
Yeah, I got kicked out of all them schools. No, I'm just playing.
I was about to say, well, I heard you had a sports background before the music.
Yeah. I did have some sports stuff going. If I wasn't doing music, I'd be doing sports, basketball and football.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've been playing since I was like 9.
Okay. What position are we looking at for both?
With football, I played quarterback before, played tight end, played some wide receiver, played some defensive end. It just depends. I'm like a mystery box, like, or like I really like to say I'm ambidextrous. So whatever I need to be, if it's more convenient to do this or that, then I'm the original Travis Hunter. That's really what I'm saying. Like, we do both.
We do it
just
all.
saying that. Yeah.
We do it all. How does that versatility make you who you are? I mean, outside of the music, because everybody knows you for the music before we get to that, but I feel like there are a lot of layers that people may not know about you outside of music.
Yeah, I think it starts with perspective, right? Like I think it starts with the mind. Whatever the mind tells the body's gonna follow, right? So I just kind of take the same, well, I shouldn't say the same because we're always learning. I feel like when you're not learning anymore, you kind of like going downhill. So I'm always in a place to be able to just be open to new perspectives and new ways of doing things or whatever the case may be. And I think that's really just helped me when it came to whether it's music and me wanting to listen to V103 or I think it was 97.5 at the time was our like urban station. My mom be switching it back to 104.1. So I had to get the Gerald Levert and the Luther Vandross. I had to get the Brian McKnights and all that stuff. My grandma was on Dionne Warwick. So like I grew up on a lot. She was friends with Gladys Knight growing up. So like I had a lot of versatility around, you know what I mean? So and my brother made beats. My mom played the flute and the clarinet, I believe. My grandma ran track, so you can see where the athleticism and the music is like trickled down, kind of like inherited a little bit.
Yeah, and being an athlete, and I'm a tennis player myself. I played tennis.
So what you think about? Tennis is, tennis is actually going on actively right now, and I've just been getting in tennis like for the last like month and a half, 2 months. Really into it. Like,
random question.
Let's go.
How do you feel about playing? I know, of course, you've been maybe watching, but when you play, it's a mental sport.
It is.
So
and a lot of hips.
Yeah.
But yeah.
How do you feel about it?
I would love to play. I've been watching it literally like every other day. I mean, anytime I could get in front of the TV and see it, whether it's the Taylor Townsend stuff with Austin Pinko the other day or Carlos and Sinner, I'm on that. Like,
Okay. So you've been keeping.
Yeah, I just had to drop my little nugget so you knew I wouldn't.
Who are you rooting for? I mean,
I love Carlos, man. My mom called him Carlito. I love Carlos. I ain't gonna lie, but I do respect Yannick too. We got a lot of good talent. It's a lot of great people that are playing. You know what I mean? And just helping carry the torch, I guess. The Taylor Townsends, I love the resurgence of Naomi. Yes. Even Venus doing the doubles and stuff. I thought that was cool too. So, all this stuff is like universal language, music, sports, art, whatever the case may be. So when I see people mixing and mingling and kind of, making footprints in the right direction, I'm appreciative.
That's what's up. That's a plugged-in gem that we didn't even know about you. At least I did my research.
That's the first time I ever said that in the interview.
Really?
That's the first time I ever said that.
Wow. Okay, so we get the exclusive then. We get the exclusive. Of course, on that topic of tennis, for example, like we said, it is mental. Music is mental too.
Absolutely.
Everything comes from the mind. How does that show up in who you are on stage when you make that music your unique style?
I try to keep everything cohesive. So most people will try to separate, their regular life or their personality from like who they are and their persona or whatever. But I've never had to like make music about stuff that didn't resonate with who I am as a person. You know what I mean? So like, in turn, when I get on stage, I think of it like people can always listen to your music. So for me, I want to create an experience that we're gonna remember for years and years to come. I actually have a lot of friends that I've met at shows that I'm like still cool with to this day. Some of them go on to be doctors or label execs or whatever, and we've been locked in from college. Like me coming to today's school a couple times, and like us developing a relationship or whatever, and just staying in touch. So I think again, music and all these other things are like universal languages. So we have to use these things as resources and vehicles to continue to heal and build and do all this other stuff. So.
Do you feel like that's a life lesson, getting a little deep here, do you feel like that's a life lesson that maybe a mentor plugged in when you first started, or was that something over time you had to kind of?
Both. I would think both. The perspective thing definitely came from, like, I'll tell you, like, I think that particular line about the perspective thing, I got that from 50 Cent. I think I was like doing some interviews at This Is 50 or something like that, and he pulled me in the office and we had a conversation, and that was one of the things that he left me with, was like, hey, it can look like this, but it can really be that. So never let people trick you out of, what you're doing and who you are. And this is around the time when I stopped doing hooks, and I was like, I ain't doing hooks no more. He told me, like, hey, don't do that. Like, you tripping. Like, so yeah.
And you were trying to get out of that. So
I was a kid, so I was just trying to, grow. I was going through the growing pains. And, it was just a lot of stuff going on at the time that I had to like learn. It's really just distractions at this point. There's a lot of that exists in life, period, that I think a lot of people don't really look at like that, you know what I mean? But it's really just keeping you, it's like if you had a short line to get from here to where this camera is, to like complete your goal of like the things that you're supposed to do, and it's all this stuff in between that's gonna deter you to go left, right, backwards, in a circle, upside down, you know what I'm saying? So like the more we give that stuff energy, the less energy we have to actually get in that straight line.
And that preparation mentally, and on that topic of you being young, you started your career young. There were a lot of, like you said, growing pains, a lot of things you had to learn. Being in that space mentally, what do you wish you would have told yourself back then?
Just keep going and stay out your own way. Because I feel like now, even, not to be deep, but like, and I preach this to people actually, like, we have to learn how to get out of our own way. And a lot of times we end up having these I call it selfish, just don't come off crazy, but like, it's really selfish because at the end of the day, we survived 100% of our worst days. We're living a life that we were given. We didn't like sign up and, draw a raffle or nothing to be born. Like, you're given this life and opportunity and stuff like that. So in that, we end up being like, oh, well, I want to do this. And then in doing that, because I want to be this, I got to steer this way or go over here. All this stuff is on the left side of the street, but you missing out on all the stuff that's on the right side that could really be right for you at the same token. You see what I'm saying? So I think that for me, even in this resurgence that I'm in now with the Metro stuff and just rebranding and repurposing and stuff like that, really just popping back out, it really started happening once I got out my own way. Like once I stopped being like, oh, I need to do this, or oh, I need to have my Instagram name, or I need to have to be able to do this, or I don't want to put it, I'm looking at the views, or I'm looking at, well, you know what I'm saying? Like when I started getting out my own way and just allowing things to be and accepting the opportunities for what they are and showing up, the rest is history.
You doing it on your own time.
We still in it. We in the vortex right now. Like, I just tell you, it's going crazy.
That's some deep stuff though, and nobody really thinks about that. I mean, just candidly having a conversation.
No, for sure.
They look at you and they're like, oh my gosh, Roscoe Dash making all these hits. I mean, I'm gonna give you your flowers for a second. I'm from Atlanta. We hear your music all the time, obviously. I go skating, literally. That's how I grew up. Going to Stone Mountain skating. Yeah. So the only person we heard was you, Waka, Travis Porter, everybody.
That's fire.
And so giving you your flowers, like, you deserve them.
I appreciate that.
No, giving you your dues, like, you deserve that. And I think to hear from that mental perspective and that mental side, you don't get to see that a lot.
Right. To most people, it doesn't exist, right? To most people, you just think, oh, he's singing about girl, the way you moving, got me in he's that type of guy. I get that a lot, even when in my conversations with regular people, whether it's in DMs or in person or whatever. But like I say, people can always listen to your music, but people also don't have to care about what you got going on either. So you have to say, we stopped at the gas station on the way over here, and I took like 8 pictures just because it's like, people don't have to want to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and if they didn't, then that wouldn't give me the gas or the whatever I need, the resources to be able to be who I am too. You know what I'm saying? So iron sharpens iron, and we got to remember that there's no, Walker said this last night when we was on stage, not to be too all over the place, but like, there's no black and white or all this other stuff. We're people, you know what I'm saying? So once you start just understanding to be a good person to the people around you, stop looking at all the reasons to differentiate and all this stuff like that, then we'll be.
I was gonna ask this question towards the end, but I kind of feel like I want to ask you now, what and how do you want people to remember you? I want people to feel like I did what I was supposed to be doing, whatever that is. Like,
And I get this, honestly, like when I run into people that I haven't seen in a while, or I might not even remember the time that we met off top, but once they start telling the story and I'm praying this good stuff, I'm like, well, I remember this one time we did this and Roscoe did da-da-da-da, and I'm like, oh yes, thank you, that's great, that's a great story to have. Like, I wanna be remembered like that. I wanna be the person that's different than what the public perception or what society will want you to believe. Because all this stuff is really just like distraction based. It's really just to keep us away from what we should be doing. And the more we get to just being us and loving each other, whatever that look like, love to love. So you can't be a believer and then do some stuff to like try to make sure you're gonna get what you're getting at the same time. So I just wanna bridge those gaps. Like the people before me should have probably done a little bit better job of bridging. So, but it's all good though.
You're planting the seeds though. You're planting the seeds.
We don't get more than we can bear, right? So
exactly, and that's the thing too. You know, we look at this music generation now. I mean, I'm not that old, but we look at this generation now, and that sound back then, that old Atlanta sound, was the things that you put those seeds in for others to follow.
We just wanted to have fun.
Yeah.
Like really, I started making music to get out of the street, to be honest. And even my brothers and the friends around me who I may have introduced to music, they'll tell you this. They're like, man, you really just gave me a different way of thinking and just, you know, keeping me out from, I don't know telling where I'd be if I was doing the stuff I was doing. So the fact that we were like, you know what, we're not gonna hang out at the gas station today. We're gonna go to so-and-so's house and try to figure out how to use auto-tune because T-Pain killing it right now. We love this new song. I wanna go sing too. You know what I'm saying? So, and one thing just led to the next. And now you know, we're singing some of the biggest hooks or writing some of the biggest hooks that are being sung for the world.
Did you ever think that it would be this big?
Nah, I just wanted to do music. But that's what I'm saying. Like, we can pray for things that we can't control how they come. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to do music. I just wanted to do something different than what I was doing. And it led me to where I'm at now. You know what I'm saying? So that's just getting out of your own way. When you're able to just show up and not care about the people being like, hey, so-and-so wasn't at the basketball court, or he wasn't on the block doing A, B, C, and D today. Where was he at? You know what I'm saying? Oh, he at home fiddling with the computer. He at home learning how to do graphic design or something so he can, you know what I mean? Like, but all these things help carry you and even carry conversations too with people who will help carry you to the next doc or whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? So
being able to keep that going, literally, the things that people sowed into you, you sow it into
and
others.
Sometimes it's not doing anything. Sometimes it's just being able to understand that you don't have to be in the front to lead. Sometimes it's not doing anything at all.
Just sitting back and observing. Okay. So I'm getting a little bit of, we see music, we see athleticism, we see the logic. What do you feel like you would be doing if you weren't doing music at all?
I'd probably be like writing movies or books or something. I'll be doing something that has to do. I actually still do that. Like, I still write a lot, like not just with music, but like it came from probably like poems and stuff in like my ELA classes or my language arts or whatever the case may be. I think I had a project, my teacher in like 8th grade, her name was Miss Wood, she gave me a poem project or something like that. And once I realized, I was actually blown away myself by how well the poem came out. And I was like, man, I should probably start trying to jot down a little bit more or keeping some pen and paper around. Now to this day, even at my studio in my house, I still have all my old composition books from when I first started writing, my first spools of CDs, the memory experiments. You used to have to go stick them in the little desktop computer and burn them, get online where I make your own mixtapes type stuff. I still got all that stuff at the house. So it helps keep me grounded, you know what I mean? And just like understanding and remembering where I come from and never losing sight of that as we continue to go where we're going.
That's real, and that being able to look back and see how far you've come, but also like, man, like I was doing this back then.
I encourage that, man. You gotta look, you gotta reflect. Like, and a lot of people are moving too fast or too consistently to even stop and do that. But I encourage all my friends, I say, man, make sure you stop by the mirror and look at yourself and tell yourself that you that, you know what I'm saying? And you build your confidence up and you reflect on the times when you didn't know what was gonna happen next, or you were absolutely certain you were about to fall on your face and things were about to fall apart, because guess what? In today's time, you survived that. You survived 100% of your worst days, you know what I'm saying? So that's enough for me to keep me where I need to go, keep me where I need to be doing.
I mean, you mentioned the resurgence of who you are now in this era, I guess. Do you feel like that part of you is keeping you grounded, keeping you mentally, like
100%.
level?
It's literally like a part of who I am now. Like, anybody around me will tell you, like I'm pretty much like this all the time. When I get on stage, that's me turning it up to beyond that type of time. You get what I'm saying? But like, this is really who I am.
Wow. How did that resurgence feel? I mean, everybody was talking about Metro Boomin's album. Of course, hearing you again, like I keep saying that shameless plug, being from Atlanta, that hit different. How was that experience for you?
It was amazing, man. Honestly, I just told somebody this earlier too. Like, I think what made that project so special was that everybody made the time to be there. You know what I mean? Like, everybody made the time. We didn't send any records. everybody pulled up and worked on these projects, on
Really?
these songs together. Yep, from start to finish. And so I think that energy of that, and just like even the songs that I'm not on or other people aren't on that they're helping on, or just giving creative direction and saying, oh, we should sing this, or you should get the girls to do this, or you should whatever. Like the camaraderie is love. And I told you, like I said before, love loves to love. So the more we keep pouring into that bag, the more we're filling them, the less the less energy we're spending trying to do things ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Which breeds more togetherness. So that's what the project is to me, restoring fun. My campaign is make music fun again. I don't know if everybody else on that. That's my.
Hey,
that's
we need to drop that down at the bottom.
That's the
Hashtag
speed
make
I'm on.
music fun again.
Put some American flags after that. That's the new USA. Us always. That's us right there. Make music fun.
I mean, like I told you, going skating, I was literally home when it dropped. I was at the skating rink and they played it the whole time.
And I really, that's what I was going for, was like restoring things from childhood stuff, like skating rink or like being outside or whatever. Like that's what the vibe was for that. Now we may have been too young to know what was going on with what the real ATL and Miami bounce music was about, but this is still a part of our culture. Like it's still in our blood, how we move, and you know what I'm saying, like stuff like that. So I just want to restore that.
Do you think that there are plans for, in the long run, for that to come back with the way that the trends are?
I'm telling you, if I got anything to do with it, we're doing all that. We're doing everything. If it was 504, or if it's something that we're doing it.
One of the things that we can take away from your story is just the growth. And I was watching an interview, and you talk about your faith.
To me, honestly, that's probably the biggest part. To keep it a bean, like I said, faith and fear can't occupy the same space. So no matter what the capacity of whatever situation we're talking about, there's going to be a opportunity for you to display that faith and to lean into that, whether it be on the front end or back end when things get tough, when it starts to not look like whatever, like you got to rely on that. So I try to tell people to just lead with it. That's my sword or shield. Transparency, vulnerability, and faith. That's it.
And it's different. Literally, we were just talking about that. We go to the same church, but we're just talking about that. Faith over fear, being able to lean on His grace and His mercy.
Yeah.
What can we expect from you on stage today?
Oh, we about to go crazy. I'm actually excited. I love performing with my brothers, man. I love like just being able to just get up there and, you know, we all started from the same, like at the same time, from the same types of open mics and stuff like that. So this is like surreal, being on the biggest stages now, coming from the small ones, you know what I mean? And just staying together all this time. We done lost people in this and everything, so like for us to still be here together and showing that camaraderie and that unity and stuff like that, like I love these boys. So I love any time I get an opportunity to get on stage with them and do our thing. It's that.
It's a full circle moment.
Yeah, for sure, 100%.
You know, seeing y'all from when y'all were teenagers to now, it's kind of like, is it surreal? Do you ever kind of have to sit back and say, man, like we really made it this far?
Yeah, we talk about it a lot, actually.
Wow,
so it's cool.
Well, I'm so excited to watch. I'm so excited to be able to talk with you, and thank you so much for your transparency and just for keeping it real with us.
Anytime. I appreciate y'all.
Thank you.